Good evening and welcome, fellow babies. I'm Dick Dawson, and this is Pub Chat with the Shills, where we just sit back, relax, get all the debunking put aside, although we usually do tackle the morons still, but we just hang out and do what we like to do best. Stream our stuff on YouTube so we can hang out with our friends and chat and enjoy life. And on that note, let's get right into who's with us tonight so we can do just that. And we've got Be NoJustBe here tonight, and I believe there's a 24-hour belated happy birthday. How's it going?
Shut up, Dick. No, yeah. Here I am, and I am 50, and I feel just like I did 2 days ago.
So how's life your way? You have a good week? What's new and exciting?
New and exciting. Not really much. Good birthday party at work. They're awesome people. I'm so lucky to work for them. I loved it. And just looking forward to paying off a loan this year and having $500 a month in my pocket. So that's going to be
fun. Yes.
Yeah.
That is a nice change. That'll be awesome. Oh yeah.
That's how I'm gonna buy the trike.
Oh, cool. Yes. A topic we'll have to get to for sure, because that was interesting. And then boom, all of a sudden we had to be ready to go. So, but that's how it goes. I should keep going around the room. We got DKG Custom, who Chrome has stopped biting him, and he's actually here. How's it going, buddy? What's happening your way?
Hello. Yeah, still getting over my cold. Thank you very much for asking. But just opening up a fine bottle of wine and rolling a nice big fat cigar and
awesome.
Ready to let's I was going to say let's see some silly videos, but we're not doing that tonight, so I'll shut up and get back to my wine and my cigarette. So get on with it.
Yeah, we'll let DK get halfway through that bottle of wine and he'll remember what show he's on, and we'll come back to him. Awesome, buddy. And we got Mike Bertelson with us, of course. How's it going, buddy? Did you have a good week and all?
Yeah. Had a pretty good week. Had today off, and we're in the backyard building a deck kit for the new swimming pool. So we'll have that done tomorrow, and hopefully it's going to be a nice hot weekend. Father's Day in the pool. It'll be good. Looking forward to it.
Well, that sounds excellent. Excellent. Right on. Your way, is summer a busier work period or a slower work period? Because I'm figuring with you, it's always things going out into the world in summer, and in winter you're in design phases and stuff. Would that be kind of correct?
Well, we do get a lot of fleet support work this time of year. We also get a lot in the November-December timeframe, because we shut down for a week between Christmas and New Year's. So they try to get in everything that they think they're going to be doing then and after the shutdown, before the shutdown. So it goes in spurts. It depends on what boats are out doing what and what they need doing what, and so a lot of times work comes up and it's all emergent with stuff. So what summertime's busier.
What part of it, not to dwell here, we got to do more introductions, but I have to ask, what part is your favorite, design or the more hands-on to get things ready to go out?
The hands-on stuff, because design work is pretty much straightforward. There's procedures, and it's almost cookbook like stuff. You have a system model. It has to meet certain criteria. You go along, but a lot of times when the boat's been in the fleet for 10 or 15 years and they're doing maintenance on a submarine and changing components, the new update is different than the old update, and you've got to figure out how that is all going to fit and whether it's going to stress out and whether it's going to work. I find that a lot more interesting, because it's not straightforward. You actually have to delve into it and figure out why things are the way they are.
Yeah, it's one of those support. I prefer In tech support, I prefer troubleshooting over just like system building or installation or something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those kind of jobs where you have to know why things work the way they do before you.
Yeah.
It all sounds a bit too clever for me. I'd be the guy with a barnacle scraper.
That's funny. Well, let's get everybody else in here. So Mipet's in tonight. How's it going, Mipet? What's happening your way? Good week? Everything good?
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad this week. Been just sitting on my ass most of the week, so it's been good. Yeah, I've just been attacked by a ferret, so I'm trying to feed her. Yeah, so I'm here, and hi everybody.
I've got a question for you, Mipet.
Oh yes.
You said you've been sitting on your ass. Is there any other way?
Okay. Well,
That's what dragons do.
good question. Yeah.
Yeah. How else do you sit?
Stop.
Well,
it. Stop. it,
remember
you
Mork
mean.
from Orc? Remember Mork from Orc? He sat on his head.
Oh,
I
that's
was
true.
gonna say, if you're a yogi, you sit on your head.
There you go, DK.
There you go.
Well, Yogi as in Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
No.
Smarter than the average breatharian.
It's not a very high bar though. So
No. Yeah, breathing is yeah. But let's finish up here and get Aimee. Aimee, how's it going? Is Matt around too? How's it going, Aimee?
Good, thank you. We're doing great. Matt's hanging around here somewhere. He changed his name to Hungry this afternoon. He came up to me and said, "I'm hungry." Okay, nice to meet you.
There you go.
Yeah. So I took him out shopping today. He's all set for now. He's got plenty of snacks and that'll last for maybe 45 minutes. So, but everything's going great. Everybody's fully vaccinated. Happy birthday, B. I'm so excited for yesterday. You had your birthday. And I want to thank everybody for coming in the chat as well. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Aimee.
You're welcome.
Awesome. There's somebody in the chat. You got a fancy little character and then ITKAF 2021, the object thingy. How do I type that character? Because I can't even figure out how to tag you in chat because of that character. Does anybody know what I'm getting at here? I mean, I'm lost. I got nothing, right? Does anybody know?
I think that's why people do it.
Yeah, copy and paste.
Okay.
That's how I do it too.
I never thought of that. Okay, yeah. So here I can do this. Yeah. Hi. There. See? There, I did it. Hey, all right.
I figured there for a
God's sake.
second, if Dick can't get it, we're all screwed. But I guess Aimee and DKG proved us wrong.
Yeah. Aimee outsmarted Dick in a second. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, woman.
Give her the keys to the car.
That's right.
Oh, and it looks like Aimee should stick around because we need your help.
there's the dancing skeleton.
Yay.
Looks
Why does he
you
keep
do.
stuttering?
I don't know.
Look at that lazy asshole. Look at this. See?
I know.
Come
He's-
on.
Yeah.
Dick. I'm sorry.
He's got arthritis or something.
This thing doesn't even have any muscle, and you want him to move properly. Come on.
He started, he was doing good, and he stopped dead. And he's like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm done."
So we have
Hey.
James. Yes, we have James Collins for £5 has finally caught a stream live. Happy birthday! So thank you very much, James.
Aw,
Yay.
thanks, James.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. All right. So, any news, anything, anybody? I know, Mike, you came across a couple real winners this week, man, from a few of the
geez.
things you posted. Holy, man.
News. Mike Bertelson with the news at 10.
Somebody recorded a plane flying in the sky, because that happens. It went in front of the sun, and his claim is this plane just flew through the sun. I'm like, what are you fucking smoking? Because it provides. It's the sun. It's the fucking sun. Even on a flat freaking Earth, it's still something that provides light and heat. And it's going to fly a plane through it. I mean, and it flew through it in like maybe 3 seconds. So how big is the thing? Like maybe 10 feet across.
Maybe Hal Jordan was up there in the ring. Did the plane have a slight green glow to it because the Green Lantern had it protected, right?
Yeah. Well, it was the sun's yellow, so isn't that the antithesis color for the Green Lantern?
Yeah. Yellow is the color of fear within the Green Lantern universe, I do believe. I should know this. I have a 14-year-old. Bear with me here. I'm trying. Yeah. One of the Green Lanterns went bad and did the power of fear and had a yellow ring, and it totally threw him off and sent him crazy. Oh yeah, that's the crappy Ryan Reynolds movie of the Green Lantern. That's what happens in it. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Down into supreme nerdom.
That's right. Well, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And the thing that's really annoying me is that now the only proofs that I'm seeing, well, not that we ever actually get any proofs of flat earthers, but they're just pushing biblical scripture. That's the only thing. That's their response. Because God. I'm like, you're killing me here. There's nothing.
Where in the Bible does it talk about airplanes going through the sun?
It doesn't. It doesn't talk about anything. That's
just to add that bit in.
Yeah.
Murder, rape, pillage, and plunder. Answer: God.
God. Yeah. Yep. Because God. It's like, come on. Can't you come up with something? Plus, it's like, are you trying to tell me that out of the 3.8 billion Abrahamic religion followers on the planet, none of the organized religions teach the earth is flat, so that now you know more than every biblical scholar on the planet
and every scientist?
Yeah, every scientist, every physicist, every engineer, every biblical scholar. So
every 5-year-old.
You are the fucking you are the fucking king of Mount Dunning-Kruger. Holy crap.
Mike, I was just Googling this in the background, and NASA did a zoom in and and enhance, just like on the Bourne movies and stuff. You know how that works, right?
Yeah.
And it turns out that it was Fly Icarus Airlines. So there you go, right through the sun.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he said NASA did a zoom in, I thought you meant that they had like a Zoom call for anybody just to come in and ask questions. Can you imagine that? Yeah.
I feel sorry for NASA because their Facebook page is inundated with these idiots. I mean, dozens of posts from every flat earther and hollow earther and concave earther on a planet. Every time they post something on their Facebook page, these guys are all fucking over them. I was like, Jesus Christ. They hate NASA with a passion.
I saw a Facebook post going on about the how should we describe them? That NASA was created by German National Socialists, and his post was going on. He's spelling it very, very carefully, so it didn't hit the Facebook algorithm. But I sat and thought about it for a moment. It was going on about how the fact that NASA was founded by these people. Research paperclip and all that nonsense, and I couldn't help sitting thinking to myself was, okay, but so what? So what if the entire NASA organization was run by German National Socialist Party? What difference would that make? What?
It's I got no. Well, anything to discredit
it just means that the rockets would have big flashy red and little crosses on them and things like that. It would just be a different flag on the moon. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah, and the other one I've been seeing a lot of is the NASA in Hebrew means deceiver or something like that.
That's
which is kind of bullshit because
it doesn't.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's just.
Wait a minute. They know that's an abbreviation for a much longer name, right?
Yeah, what
Yeah,
is Hebrew?
well,
What is
yeah.
Hebrew for National Aeronautics and Space Administration? What's
Yeah, thank
Hebrew
you.
for that?
No,
Yeah.
it's not a secret agency.
You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
North
it's-
American Secret Agency. That's what it is.
Run by the Illuminati. There you go.
Woo.
No, the German National Socialist Party.
Oh, yeah. Well, aren't they
Yeah.
run by the Illuminati too? There you go.
Well, everybody's run by the Illuminati.
Look, it's
Well,
not even
that's
spelled right.
Yeah, it's yeah, and I guess it's if you look at the middle Hebrew character and it has something to do with the way the accent is on one side or the other, depends on what it means. It's kind of weird. But yeah, so that the one in the bottom right-hand corner that looks like somebody took a picture of a page out of a book and highlighted something. Oh, I swear to God, somebody probably just invented that shit. I swear to God, there are a lot of globe earthers out there who pretend to be flat earthers, make these stupid ass memes and claims just to see how many flat earthers will run with them like fucking fact. I swear to God, that's where a lot of this shit comes from.
That wouldn't surprise me. I know.
And they
do.
buy it hook, line, and sinker.
The thing is that little paper cutout thing that actually just looks like a personal ad, doesn't it? Like long walks in the country. Yeah.
Pina coladas and
nice-
being caught in the
yeah.
rain.
Nice,
Yes,
nice thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all over the Bible thing lately, and it's kind of annoying because so I just tell them that it's the biblically based arguments are invalid, and they get pissed off.
Oh, really? Do they?
Oh yeah, it pisses them off. So rather than talk about any of the science, they just like tell them, yeah, that's bullshit. You're wrong, and you can't use that as an argument. But God.
How do you piss off a flat earther? You say hello.
Yeah.
I was going to say breathe.
Think.
Do math.
Sound logical.
Yeah, makes sense. Drive a car without YouTubing live.
Yeah.
Have a job.
Quite worried about the pictures of the planets from outer space being photoshopped.
Or
Yeah.
focus.
Too funny.
So
So- We had a local infamous celebrity over the COVID thing for a little while. Somebody promoting anti-mask freedoms and so on, right? And it was just released in the paper the other day that this guy is riding on $29,000 worth of fines and counting right now for disobeying public
Whoa.
ordinances and stuff.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, I saw a news article where a COVIDiot who got into a fight with somebody over a mask, he just got sentenced to 10 years for assault.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
over a fight about wearing a mask.
Wow. I'm glad to hear it because I mean,
Yeah.
come on. You're not just endangering the person you're fighting with. Like this is much larger and broader implications, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like nobody ever thinks about what we call consequences of failure. What if you're wrong? If you're right, then everything's fine. But if you're wrong, people die. So which side of
man.
that argument should you logically take? There's a consequence.
How do you live in such a disjointed way from the rest of society and your fellow people that you could take this stance knowing that if you're wrong, you are seriously putting people at risk? How do you even do that?
what do you mean? What do you mean wrong? How could they possibly ever be wrong?
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Well, it goes back to I think the answer to the question is their attitude is, it's all about them. I mean, I've told you guys several times about the idiot I argued with, which said his right to do what he wants is more important than other people's lives.
Who
That-
fucking
that's what he's-
cares?
Yeah. So it's like that is the prevailing attitude. They're right. They believe it's their right not to wear a mask, and that's more important than anyone else's life to live. I mean, if I've seen people say that. So what do you do with that kind of shit?
Well, doesn't that mean that my right to put my foot in their ass is also equally valid then?
I would agree with that. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. Yep.
Foot in the ass of anyone that acts ignorant is always allowed.
Yes. Yes. I think slapping should be mandatory for idiots.
Yeah, just to wake them up a little bit. Make them read a book.
Yeah. Incoming. Boom.
What happened?
Let's see what's going on in the chat. Just some random.
Did everybody hear about Juneteenth being made a holiday?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Yeah.
That is
I
a
don't.
federal holiday now.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's official.
It's been in the town that I live in now. They had a celebration for like the last 30 years. They've been doing it, and before we moved here, because we're originally from New Jersey. Yeah, we really didn't know anything about it. We didn't know it existed before we moved here. But yeah, we've been.
What are you talking about? What have I missed? Holiday for what?
June. It's called Juneteenth. Basically, it's
It's an anniversary. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's the anniversary of the slaves officially being free. And that was I want to say 1865 that happened. And then 2.5 or something years later, the slave owners in Texas finally told their slaves they were free. They kept them for that long over because they didn't know. Yeah.
And that's the Juneteenth date, June 19th.
Yeah. So instead of June 19th, they just called it Juneteenth. Yeah.
Well, that's a nice thing to, I mean, some might say and start a discussion about, too little, too late and so on. And, there's a big argument for all kinds of stuff like that. But I don't think this is the time or place. I'm just going to be happy with the fact that it's being acknowledged.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was saying, Dick, that I think they should go back to all the slave owners because there's documentation somewhere. And because they were considered property, they were noted down as being owned, so there's documentation. And I think they should go back and trace the people that benefited off of that. And those families are the ones that should pay reparations. Anybody that owned a slave.
That's a good one because there's a lot of old world money that came from that. There's also an extension to that would be there's quite a few of the old plantations that are just, the old abandoned houses and big plots of land doing nothing. And if somebody with somebody with some motivation and ambition could turn that into good farming land again, it wouldn't take very long. Right. And you could, you could do pretty good at, and at least, one might say half-assed attempt to try and, at least acknowledge that, you might have a good position in life because of, history and stuff. And sure, you didn't do it, but you're reaping the benefits of it. Let's get things a bit corrected. Yeah.
And, it's, and I say that, let's say there was a plantation, owned by some family, because usually the families keep it in the family. So if the slaves that were on that plantation, their ancestors should get that plantation.
Agreed.
That's what I think should happen. Yeah. Whatever they have, if it's a business that they earned off the backs of those slaves, or if they just ended up with money at the end of the day, one way or the other, they need kicked in the ass. And they need to pay for what they did. Because, for instance, which I don't have a problem with this idea because my family never owned any slaves. My mom's side of the family didn't even come to the U.S. until 1873, I believe. And they were poor Italians. My dad's side were poor German Dutch people that lived up by Chicago. So none of us could even afford slaves, even if we would have tried to buy them, which I don't think they would have. They all fought in the wars against that. So,
yeah. Okay. Where was I going to go? Shit. Anybody got something? I need a second here to gather because I did have something to further that with. Damn it.
Well, we were talking about reparations. And I think people have the wrong idea too. I don't think that we should just throw money around. I think they should give them things of substance. And the reason being is because they were all told they were going to get 40 acres and a mule. And then they gave all of the acreage they had in Oklahoma to a bunch of white people. And none of those black people received a damn thing. I think they should be given a piece of property each. I think like that group of the family. I mean, you can't give everybody. We'd run out of room if you gave every single person that was descendant of a slave. But like that main family, that main branch of the family, give them a chunk of land, man. We have land everywhere that's just sitting there.
No, I say mules. It'll be much funnier.
In Arizona, government-owned land in Arizona, if you squat on it for like 7 weeks or something and live there and stay there for 7 weeks, I think it is, or no, I think it's 7 months, maybe 7 months. They'll give you the piece of land because the government has nothing to do with it. They don't care about it. It's in the desert area, but it's still land. Yeah. You know? Give them land and a chunk of money to build a little house and get some water and electricity running. And man, God, what that could do for a family, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Indeed.
Absolutely. And Nevada's another state that has a lot of federal land too, I read about. So places like that have a ton of federal lands, that would be perfect, you know?
Yeah. Ugly German Truce, let me say you are right. I said that absolutely backwards. I will blame that on the devil's lettuce. Carry on.
Good shout. I like that. Oh man. Now there was DK. You can, hide names to make sure that, things aren't completely mentioned, but you have a story, even if you have to augment it, that you must tell. You must.
Oh, must I? Must I? Okay.
Yes,
everybody knows that I am a multi-award winning visual effects artist in the film industry. Thank you, JM Truth. No. I'm working on a show at the minute, and for Amazon, be available soon on all streaming services as long as it's Amazon. This film with I wouldn't say he was a Class A actor, but he's up there. He's been in some big property films. Anyway, the scene is a love scene. And and the camera is above the bed looking down as this actor who shall not be named is making hot, passionate love to his lady or somewhere underneath for about 30 seconds. Well, I mean, that's not the whole love scene, I should point out. It's just one shot in amongst them. So the love scene is longer than 30 seconds. I want to give him that, okay? His love scene is longer than 30 seconds. It's just the shot I'm working on is about 30 seconds. Everyone clear? Anyway, so what we got is his bum going up and down, but they're wearing a thing called a modesty patch, which is like a little flesh-colored G-string to basically keep your tackle hidden away from the female actress from underneath. But obviously, you're still wearing it, and you got this little. You can see it on his backside. So basically, his bum is going up and down with his little this little thong that I've got to basically remove digitally. Oh, the glamour of my work is amazing.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So in the end, you are going to have intimate knowledge of wannabe A-lister's ass.
It's literally in my face 24/7.
Oh my God. Now, DK, I don't know a lot about video editing, but I do some. And I have done some motion tracking. And I have tried things with unclear points, and it is a nightmare. So how hard, like, are you literally doing this like frame by frame?
Well, I mean, the problem is, like I said to you earlier, that the fact that he's wearing this G-string it's covering up the most natural tracking marker
Balloon knot
the humankind has ever created, and no, it's not frame by frame. You have to. The problem if you do things frame by frame, it jumps and scatters and it looks horrible.
That's right.
So you have to come up with a procedural method to make it work. So the
I tried frame by frame to replace somebody's head with a cartoon head once, and the results were horrific. And that's when I was forced to learn how to do the motion tracking in my editor.
Yeah, you've got to learn how to do it properly.
Yeah.
But there's, it's quite funny though, because when I was supervising the in-house department on Rome, there was a guy who came up to me and he said, "Dunk, I've run out of anything to do. Have you got anything?" And I looked at him and go, "We've just got just the right thing for you." And basically, it was a shot where this talking about slaves. This woman is going along a line checking her slaves out, and basically they're all got their dicks hanging out, and they wanted to make this one slave have an enormous dick. So basically, what the guy had to do was to roto out the guy's dick and then track it back on so it was bigger.
Wow.
and the funny thing was, there was like three or four of these shots, and to retain a certain amount of continuity, you normally give the same artist all these shots. So the bloke ended up with 4 shots where you just simply had to make a guy's dick bigger.
Well,
he never came to me again after that asking for any work.
So the next gay guy I meet that says I'd like to do video work, I'm going to send him your way, and you can hook him up with all those pictures.
Can you imagine being the actor at the end of that, and you see the scene? Wait a minute, that mole is closer to the tip. What the hell?
Oh my God!
Yeah, he probably got a lot of calls into his agent after that. Change his name to Horse.
Yeah.
Actually, that's kind of cool that you can do. Well, you can do that kind of of graphical editing.
I can do it digitally. I can't do it in real life. He says, looking down at his poor little limp little friend, cradled in my lap like a curled up worm.
Wow, that's
God. Yeah. All I can envision right now is a little cup with earthworms and some guy all by himself on a dock somewhere fishing. I don't know.
Oh my God! Are you guys trying to get rid of the lesbian? Because I'll go, man. Not talking about peni so much.
Yeah, dicks and drums. That's what I normally do. I never get to do any tits.
That's funny.
Because tits are already beautiful. You don't have to mess with tits.
Oh.
They can be small, medium, large. As long as they're not over the age of like 70, they're pretty much all great.
Speaking of tits, give me a second here because I have an unbelievable Photoshop fail to show here. Let me just find it and I'll bring it up on the screen. Oh my God, this one's funny. Okay, yeah, here's one. I'll put this one up. Is this funny as hell? Look at that. There's a natural photo. Nobody touched that one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
I don't know. You do tend to see people like that these days.
Here's another one. This one's really funny. So I mean, that looks natural.
Oh, wow.
Man, that girl got a 36, 32, 18. What? Or 12. No, I think it's 12 inches.
Oh my God. That's a funny one.
It's pretty good Photoshop because it was a man to start with.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? That was a photo of Billy Gibbons, the singer from ZZ Top.
Wow.
You know, the thing that kills me about that is these people change their pictures and put their pictures out there, and then you meet them in person and you just run. So what's the point? You're not getting laid off those pictures. That's not who you are. I had a chick do that to me. She's put online pictures that were like 20 some odd years old. And I thought, damn, she needs to get a new camera. That's horrible. You know, the pixelation is horrible on that camera. So then I meet her, and she's like 80 pounds heavier. And I mean, maybe 100. I don't know. She was big, really big. And in the picture she sent me, she was like a size 10 or 12 or something, you know?
Yeah.
And I tried to be cool about it. We had dinner. We were supposed to go to this movie. We went to the movie, and she was like falling asleep during the movie and started snoring. Not kidding. That's how boring I was. So, I mean, I just didn't know what to do. I didn't want to hurt her feelings, but I was trying to figure out, like, where can I duck out of this? So we get out of the movie, and I was like, all right, well, you know, I better head home. It's a long drive for me, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, all right. And then she texted me later and said, well, what do you think? I said, I'm sorry, but I'm not interested. And she said, well, why? And I said, because you lied. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, that picture was like 27 years ago. She said, it's me. And I said, but it was 27 years ago.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was messy. So I just don't get why lie about what you are. When someone meets you in person, the truth's gonna be right in front of them. What the hell is wrong with her eyes?
Jesus, that's either Photoshop run amok or a plastic surgeon that's learning on the job. I don't know which way that one's going.
She went to plastic surgeon college and got a cheaper price to have the interns do it.
That was from Gary Isla White in the chat. So thanks, Gary. Thanks, buddy. Oh, wow. That was disturbing. I don't think I'll get a stiffy for at least 30 days now. But anyway, you know,
I can help you
scary. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. I'll digitize it in for you.
That's right.
Yeah. DKG actually has a side business, and if you're into dick pics, and I don't mean me, and it's just not really working for the other team, DK can help bring everything into focus. Give him a shout. $100 an hour.
Oh my God.
I'll take it for 50.
Yeah.
Now, what happens when the chick gets to your house and you unzip your pants is on you, but he can make it look good before then.
Yeah, when you show up in real life, well, every man's hot dog is his own. But
That's right. I really should offer my services to what is it called? Fans only fans.
No.
Yeah.
Oh. OnlyFans.
DK,
OnlyFans,
you know what you should do is you should do an app like Face Rig, where it makes a cartoon version of yourself. You can have the enlarger, and it just makes everything a little bit more tempting to swipe right,
I wouldn't be at all surprised there's one already out there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's funny. Anybody got anything less controversial on the for the table?
I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Mike.
Didn't they find some lake on Mars or something like that?
I don't know.
It wasn't Ricky Lake, was it? I mean, where's she been?
No.
She might be on Mars.
Lake. Not the kind that flips around in the air and gets mad at Olympic Games. No.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I remember a story recently where the Mars helicopter had a screw up, but it was okay, and they were able to fix it, but it didn't quite work as planned, so it kind of panicked them, I bet, because it's not like flying a drone; it's not real time, right?
Yeah.
That must be really, really weird with a flying vehicle.
Yeah, well, should be able to just program it to follow a certain pattern, right? I guess it didn't. It went much higher than they wanted it to. And I'm not sure how that works.
They have drones that you can control with your phone. Yeah. And you can see the drone, like you just look at the drone on your phone, because you can see it with your camera, and you just wiggle your finger on the screen, and the drone goes, and those are like $50.
Yeah, I think it's a bit harder with a 10-minute delay, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have lots of different kinds of controls for the big ones. Yeah.
It's maybe it was a metric imperial measurement thing again. Who knows?
Yeah. That was it.
I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that at all.
Yeah,
because America really needs to embrace the metric system. It's just about it. It has to happen, doesn't it? Like seriously, being a Canadian and owning vehicles, I have to have 2 sets of fucking wrenches and everything just to be able to do my own shit. Like, can we end the madness?
Yeah.
No, everybody has to have both sets to do anything these days.
Yeah,
it's the same way here, Dick.
Yeah.
Like it must be. Yeah.
You get some things that it's all this or all that, depending on where you order from. But yeah, with vehicles, you just don't even know anymore. It's absolutely random.
With German cars and Japanese cars and whatnot, the American market is no longer just get your imperial tools or whatever you want to call them, right? You've got to have metric now too. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, here's a little fun fact. Even on Apollo, all the software, they're trying to land the lunar module, and they're looking at all these indicators and gauges, and they're all in imperial measurements. But the software was actually running in metric. Everything was metric, and it had to be converted for output because that's what the astronauts, as American, pilots, were used to seeing in the gauges and on their planes. So the United States government has been using, like the M16. It's a 1 meter long gun. I mean, they use the metric system all the time. And still output and still measure in inches and feet and pounds, and it's kind of weird the way this works.
No, it is weird, and as far as the medical field, it's all metric.
Yes.
None of it is. There's lots of difference. I can't even think of everything right now. There's so much that we use metric for.
Well, at least your money's pretty much metric. I mean, you can imagine it's like, dealing in 3/16 of a dollar.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
Oh, that's a dime, a penny, and a nickel.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of weird. I'm an engineer, and sometimes we deal with other countries, and we're working with the Brits on some submarine work, and it does sometimes, for some reason, the other countries, when they work with us, usually wind up having to conform to the way we do things, and I'm not quite sure why that is, but maybe it's just American.
Well, it's NASA sending out the Men in Black. I mean, come on, we know this, right?
yeah, I guess. But it's gotta change. It's all got to be unified sooner or later. I mean, you don't find everybody creating new ways to measure standards for like an inch, but there are new standards for a kilogram and new standard measurements for a meter that are more accurate. But we still have to.
Yeah,
still run with gallons, feet, and inches. I just don't get it.
Yeah, we know what will happen. We'll all end up using the same metric system for all nuts and bolts, but each nut and bolt will probably have its own sort of like security notch in it that you have to conform to as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It'll be like a 7-star or a 6-star or 3/16 star.
Yeah, that happens all the time. It's like I deal with a lot of piping systems, and like a 2-inch pipe, the outer diameter is 2.375 inches, and a 1-inch pipe is 1.315. It's because back in the day when piping systems were originally being designed, everybody had their proprietary piping size, so you had to buy them from them. And it took a long time to get anybody to agree on something.
That kind of lock into my company proprietary thinking in business. A lot of people think that's like, comes from the technology age, like the Betamax wars and so on, and the different formats and stuff. But oh my God, that goes back in history. Oh my God. Yeah,
it's always been that way. It has only been in the last couple of 100 years that we have started to standardize how we measure things, how we do that. It was always, you buy this from us, and then when you find out that you bought it from them, and when you need something else, you got to get it from them.
I've seen an entire series on like the History Channel talking about the standardization of nuts and bolts in the railway industry back in the day.
Yep.
It was a big thing.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back to, let's go back as far as people just traded goods. So back when people made everything by hand, there was no standard because everything was by hand. We didn't have machines to make everything. Yeah. So then eventually it evolved into people starting to get machinery, and they were making their own stuff however they wanted to. So then eventually you go on to, okay, now we need to standardize stuff, for that very reason, because then you're stuck going out to that one place every time you want something, right? Exactly. So then they standardize it. But, I think that's why it was like that. I don't think it was originally money-making tactic. I think it was just simply because, back then there was no way to standardize it. You can't standardize the size of a candle like we have today, because people hand dipped candles and
look at it this way,
molds,
Well, one thing that really held a standardization back was the speed of communication. As we were able, as a globe, as a populace on the earth, to communicate more rapidly and faster, standards started to kick in. You can really see a tie-in to that.
Oh,
really can.
Sorry.
I think
look at Greenwich Mean Time for time and whatnot in railroads and stuff, right? Progress begets standards. It really does. All the different technologies that we get over time. There's different forms of floppy drive, and we end up on a standard. There's different forms of hard drives. We end up on a standard, so on and so forth. That's just the way it works now, because you've got to get things down to the point where the average consumer can acquire it. Otherwise, I mean, your Rolls and Royce selling only a few cars at a time, and you're not Ford with the Model T, right?
Right. I mean, that's just like you'll see U.S. standard on a lot of shit. Toilets, faucets. I mean, anything you put in your house, everything like that says U.S. standard on it, and that's so like you can buy any toilet that's U.S. standard. And then if the shit goes wrong in the tank, you can replace that entire float system anywhere. Right. It's all the same.
It is.
Yeah. So, it helps the consumer, and it does help other people, because the guy that's right next to you would miss those sales because everybody bought their shit down the street before he opened. Yeah. So it pretty much benefits everybody.
There's a great comment in the chat I got to get in. So Rodent No Last Name says, my friends joked that we would start a new measurement system based on the length of Ron Jeremy's penis.
Before or after I worked on it.
Yeah.
Would that be the measurement they used to use that they use called rod?
Yeah. So that measures out to be 27 Ron Jeremy's post DKG.
Oh, yeah. With an asterisk.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think B is right. A lot of
Jeremy.
Yeah.
I
think B is right. A lot of the early way things were done were because it was not possible to standardize. But it did become a money-making venture after a while. It's that's why early inkjet printers, they practically gave those things away, but you had to buy their
ink sales. Yeah,
that's right. Same thing with razor blades.
The inkjet thing hasn't really changed much. It's still
no. Actually, it finally settled down a bit, DK, in the last few years there with Epson and their new ink tank line, where they are actually meant to just be properly refilled the way they should have always been, and it's finally not excruciating.
Yeah,
I've got a laser printer.
That's the
me too.
Printer I have is one of those Epsons. Yep.
Oh, yeah, because I've got a printer here, and what I did was I put a continuous ink system into it with the tubes coming off of the new cartridges and the tanks on the side, just because I'm not spending $50 a cartridge for what amounts to milliliters of ink. When 8 years ago, I had my own little home printing business, and I used to buy a liter of ink for my big 36-inch and 24-inch Epson roll-fed printers for like $80. No way.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
But that's how it is. Like, if you go back in time, the cassette tape before the CD, we all loved them for our music and stuff. There was so many formats of cassette before we settled on the I think it was Philips and then somebody else the one that we eventually ended on, right?
Yeah, and a lot of that early technology that we settled on was just happened to be who came out on top, what was most bought by people. Yeah.
Well, you couldn't strap a belt onto an 8-track player and carry it around with you.
That's right.
So
it
they
had to be
make
done.
Stuff smaller, better, improved, portable, blah blah blah. America.
I had a portable 8-track player when I was a kid. It wasn't one that wasn't like a Sony Walkman cassette player, but I had one.
Well, we had one. We had a console stereo system with the 2 sliding doors on top.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And one side had the record player, the other side had the AM/FM radio and the 8-track. We had a couple 8-tracks. We really didn't play those much, but we'd play a lot of records and listen to the radio a lot. And we had one of those hand desktop tape cassette recorders, and you hear a song you like and you run and get it real quick and hit play, hit record and go, God, I missed the beginning. So everybody's mixtape was always missing like the first 5 to 7 seconds of a song. Because nobody could get it in time. You always had that delay of pushing the record.
Yeah. I remember back in the day where these you usually have a thing. It was a record player, a tape player, and a radio. And they were called music centers.
Yeah.
Remember that's what they were called, a music center.
I was lucky in the 70s when I was growing up.
I miss all that, actually. I miss how cool it was to get, because hardly anybody's got like a hi-fi system anymore, because you don't fucking need them. But I kind of miss those days of, going around the shops with all the electrical goods and pressing the buttons and seeing how smooth the eject system was on the tape. And that was the benchmark of quality.
Yes.
I was lucky
for me.
I was lucky, DK, when I was 6 years old in the 70s, right? I was born in 1970, right? We had a glorious Telefunken system behind my dad's little bar in the one room in the basement that was like his, kind of thing. And it was done up so nice and it was awesome. And I remember the day my father came home and I was like, oh, what do you got? What do you got? And he was like, a new turntable. And I was like, well, why? We've got a great turntable, why would you replace it? Because in my mind, all the neighborhood people were like, oh yeah, Thomas's dad's got a badass system, right? But how it worked out was he brought home one of the first linear tracking turntables. And,
wow.
He hung it on the wall, plugged it in, right? And we put the record in, and my life changed. I was like, oh, wow, man.
Alien technology.
Yeah.
It's straight from
Oh,
Roswell.
my fictitious god.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
One of the first
I miss those days. I really do.
Oh man, the first record I got that was mine to put in the linear tracking turntable was Rush 2112, and it was just everything a kid my age needed in life. It was so good.
That's like the first time I ever heard any real hard rock. My brother borrowed a record from his friend, and my mom was delayed at work or at school or something. I can't remember. So he's like, "Oh man, check this out! I got this record," and he puts it in, and it was Quiet Riot.
Oh, cool.
And the first song, yeah, man, I'm telling you, we were rocking out to that shit. And then Mom pulled up the driveway. He's like, shit, get it out there, close it up, turn it off. We can't let her know. She'll be like, what record were you playing? She'll ask. We got to put it away. And he hid it in his bedroom, and then we listened to it one at a time, and then he had to give it back. But man, that brought me out of my country, old rock kind of, mostly just country realm that I was in. And I found Metallica and AC/DC, and I was just in fucking heaven, man. It was amazing.
Awesome.
Everything was amazing after that. Floyd.
Yeah. Do you know the story on Quiet Riot and how they got to the forefront and got on the radio and everything? It's really cool.
No, actually, I have no idea. I'd love to hear it.
Randy Rhoads, the late great Randy Rhoads from Ozzy
Randy
Osbourne,
Rhoads. Rip
is the original one of the two guitar players from Quiet Riot. And when Randy Rhoads was stolen by Ozzy made sure Quiet Riot were known as well as he was getting his new record deals and stuff. Right? Yeah. And you can hear Randy Rhoads' guitar tone on the first Quiet Riot record. You can really hear that tone is Randy Rhoads's. It's not him playing, but he was probably the one making sure everybody sounded good because that's how anal he was about everything, right? But the funny thing is the record company actually put more money into the first Quiet Riot record than they did the first Ozzy solo record because Quiet Riot had a more commercial sound for FM radio and their record's more polished. It's freaking hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how it plays out.
Yeah, and then the other guys came in and said, watch this shit. And everybody said, who's Quiet Riot?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'll never forget. They had that, the album cover was the the guy in the red, the jacket, the, what's it called? The Hug Yourself jacket, crazy jacket.
The straight jacket?
Straight jacket, thank you. I couldn't think of
That's it.
That's how gay I am. I couldn't even think of the word straight. Yeah, so he had the long dark hair over top of his face and the red straight jacket on, and I was just looked at that freaking album cover the whole time we were listening to music. I was just, oh my god, this is so different than John Denver and Kenny Rogers, So yeah. No, it was good shit, man. Formative years.
Yeah, love that stuff. I remember being very young, and I got Ozzy's Speak of the Devil album, which was that live recording that came out after he left Sabbath, but before he started his solo career, in earnest proper, right? And I think if I remember correctly, it's the guy who played guitar with Night Ranger that is on the record and on the tour. And he did such an amazing job of playing those Sabbath songs live and injecting some energy and whatnot. And I remember when I was young, I was like, oh yeah, live records are great. This is awesome. I love it. And then I got a few others and they just weren't that good. And I was like, I get it. Only a few can do it. And that was a big awakening for me because, like you get a band like Rush. When they play live, they sound pretty much exactly like they were in the studio. The odd difference, of course, and then you get a band like Guns N' Roses, and it sounds like somebody's been kicked down a hill when they're live. Like, it's just horrific, right? It's like with somebody,
he does with his nose, and he's all
it sounds like 5 cats that have been trapped in a dryer and it was turned on. It's just terrible.
And tied up in a pillowcase. Yes. Yeah. Jesus.
Aimee, we have 2 member announcements because there was also Gosh of Heckfire who became a member just before we went live. So we want to give a big thanks. And we should get Aimee in because we have another one as well. Yay!
Yay! We also had Sarcastic Barman have one, and we have another one, do we not? I think that was
Barman's must have renewed because somehow Barman came up. But yeah. And Barman's always been a member because that's what we do, right? We have to have the badge ourselves,
Right.
Well, yeah. You guys contribute to our cause, but we're not going to. You sound like a Republican.
Yep, exactly.
I want to address Ugly German Truce in the chat there. He says, hey, Dawson, you need to do more hangouts with Johnny O. You guys could become the Stadler and Waldorf of YouTube music talk. And you're not wrong. In the background, Johnny O and I have talked about doing a music show. And my life got chaotic, and I know he got quite busy as well. So we weren't able to fulfill, the pre-show planning and whatnot. But I think at this time, I know my life is way more normal, and you've probably just reminded me to get in touch with them and do just that. So, hey, maybe it's coming.
That would be cool.
I would like that very much. I can talk about music and cool little facts and stuff all fucking day. No problem.
What is going
on? Dick and I spent 35, 40 minutes talking about one microphone.
Yeah.
That's a stream I'd love to see.
Tiny Captain. Tiny Captain is right. ZZ Top Live is fantastic, but the studio albums have not the same. Especially if you're talking about the studio albums like Eliminator and Afterburner, the 80s ones that have too much synth in them. When you see them do those songs live and it's just them doing it properly, oh God, it's so much better. Wow. Pop video
synth. Too much synth.
It's not cowbell, so come on now. You can never have too much cowbell.
Never, ever.
I actually saw ZZ Top live 1987 in Queensland.
Cool. Who opened? Men at Work?
No, the Angels and Rose Tattoo, I think it was. But the Angels are wicked as well. But yeah, no, it was a really cool concert.
I had a friend once whose cousin was Billy Gibbons.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Once?
And
what do you mean once?
Useless. What do you mean once?
Like only for a couple of years or something? Like it sounds temporary at this point, I
don't know. Maybe they got divorced. I don't know. It wasn't that close a friend.
Aren't you full of sunshine today?
We were in Ibiza having a holiday with this guy, and he lost a leg in a motorcycle accident. He's out swimming. He's waving to us, and we're waving back to him. And he's struggles into the shore. He says, "Didn't you fucking see me? I was drowning."
Waving back.
You were waving to us. The guy he only had one leg, and it's just we didn't even think of it.
Yeah. How you doing? Yeah, I'm glad you're having fun. Woo! No, spit the water out. You'll be fine. Hi.
Standing on his door, looking at your buddy, going, "What's he on about?"
Fuck him. His cousin's Billy Gibbons.
There you go.
Oh, that's funny.
That's great. That reminds me of a joke. This lady, she's a paraplegic or quadriplegic, and she's laying on the beach. You know, just laying there in the sun on a big beach towel, and this guy's walking by, and she starts crying. And he said, "Oh my God, are you all right?" She's like, "Well, no, I'm just really sad because I see all these people, all these happy people, and I've never been kissed." And he was like, "Oh, you poor thing." So he leans down and kisses her real quick. And he goes to walk away. She starts crying again. And he's like, "Oh my God, what's wrong now?" And she goes, "I've never been hugged." So he hugs her, gives her a nice long hug. And he goes to leave. She starts crying again. And he was like, "All right, come on now." So he walks back over and he goes, "What's wrong now?" And she goes, "I've never been fucked." So he picked her up and he threw her in the ocean. Totally horrible, uncalled for, and I am not against anybody with disabilities. It's just a fucked up funny joke.
Hey, humor is humor.
So in other words, it's sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, perfect for the shills.
Don't
Perfect.
be offended. Just take it for what it is.
I just realized, I know we're in the debunking community, sort of people around us all the time. I need to make a correction. That story I just told about my friend, it wasn't Ibiza, it was Greece. I just thought I better correct myself now before the entire community comes down. We'll have fucking, what's his name? Jason, you know, he who shall not named. There'll be videos about me saying I was telling lies about it. It wasn't Ibiza, it was Greece. You fucking liar. DKG's a liar. So I just thought I'd nip it in the bud. I nip it in the bud now and just, you know, correct myself.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
all right.
All
right. Yeah. Yeah. Some
leave me out of it.
No. That name does not get spoken here. No.
No, we refer to every single unmentionable, doesn't matter who they are, as Voldemort. That's just the best way to do it.
There you go.
I should also point out to John Eagle that. John Eagle says in the comments, he says, "You have a friend?" Question mark. No, I had a friend.
Yeah.
Once upon a time.
It's that whole temporary thing again. It happens a lot with DKG, let me tell you.
He probably drowned anyway. I don't know. He's probably dead now.
You are a real ray of sunshine today, aren't you?
It's like a dark cloud under a shed or inside a shed and under an umbrella. I don't know. The darkest cloud ever.
You know when people come up to you and say, "Oh, hello, how you doing?" I just normally turn to them and say, "Don't fucking ask."
That's funny.
You know what I like to do is you ever like meet somebody and they're just a real jerk, and then you bump into them again, they say, "How you doing?" You're like, "Good, you?" And they're like, "Good," and they keep going. And then you see them again, and the last time you're just like really sick of talking to them. This is what I do. I'm like, "How are you, man?" They're like, "Oh, good. How are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, man, let me tell you. Last week, my basement flooded. Then I had to go get my prescriptions. That was a pain in the ass. I waited in line forever because, you know, COVID. And I just go on like that for like 15 minutes until they're just so sick of talking to me, they never speak to me again." You mean listening? I don't stop. I just keep going on and on and on about myself.
Brilliant strategy.
And then they're like, man, what a bitch. And just, they never talk to me. I'm like, thank you. I just eliminated you without having to eliminate you.
So I know people like that in real life who don't mean to do that.
Aha.
That's just what they do.
It's like how I say with people that are really, really into dramas, you know, what they do is they help separate the wheat from the chaff. So there'll be a few people that know you that believe they're this other person's drama and go, "Oh, blah, blah, blah," without like discussing or talking to you and going, "Hey, blah, blah." And all it does is help you separate people that you really didn't want to be interacting with anyway. So in the end, you can almost thank them. You wouldn't, but you almost could, because it just helps you avoid problems that were coming up later anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's amazing how many people still stick with the bullshitters, though. Yeah,
Exactly, but I can agree with that 100%.
Once they're stuck with it, they're stuck with it, and yeah, weird.
Yeah, man. No. I did have a funny a picture I wanted to show, and I had it saved a couple of days ago, and now I can't find it. Oh, I hate this moment. Damn it.
Oh God, it could be anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know what I've done. I have no idea.
Would you
So
lose?
it's just
Where was the
normal.
last place you put it?
I don't know. I had a really funny, like, flat Earth sort of, it was really funny. Damn
All
it.
you have to do
I
is
don't know.
say, all you have to do is say flat Earth, and it's instantly funny.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
I don't know. I'm gonna stop looking because I can't even find it. It's just gone.
I listened to one of those videos of there. Who was cracking on that? Was that you guys cracking on somebody that was a flat earther a couple weeks ago?
We do a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was you guys. Yeah, I think I was
Which
watching
one?
them.
Which one?
I don't know. One of the 20. One of the 20.
We do a lot
Oh
of that.
no, Spurs Chemo believes that the flat Earth is growing and they're changing people's minds.
Wow.
He's a lunatic. Yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah,
delusional.
Yeah, but
Oh.
that's how the
Literally.
mind ends up changed. Instead of wow, they're stupid. Now it's wow, you're a lunatic. So yeah, I guess in that regard, he's kind of correct, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Oh, Dick,
No,
what are
it's
we
not-
going to do with you?
Yeah, it's not wow, that guy's stupid. It's holy fuck, that guy is stupid. So yeah, that's
Exactly.
changing minds. Yeah.
Yeah. You can fix a little ignorance, but you can't fix stupid.
Yeah.
Well,
Does
or a
does
big fat liar.
intelligence level have a direct correlation to how much roadkill you cook in your own kitchen on a weekly basis?
No, you're
I
all
would
right.
say
You're
that
all
probably
right.
depend on location as well, but I
No,
do
no.
think there is a connection.
They'd all starve to death, wouldn't they?
Correlation.
It's also people that make wine in their bathtubs or their kitchen sinks and
Yeah.
are real
Don't flush
friendly
the
with the sheep
toilet,
out
son.
back.
It's fermenting.
Don't flush.
Yeah. Oh, I remember living like that one summer. If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. There's a drought.
There's a drought.
B.
Yeah,
No shit. I have an ex-in-law who has that as a fucking embroidered sign hanging in their bathroom.
Wow.
I've seen him before. Unfortunately, I've seen
Yeah.
him. I don't doubt it.
I'm standing there and I'm looking at it and I'm like, but I'm just not comfortable with this. I gotta push that. I that's just what you do. I have to.
You know what I would do with that embroidery? I would take it down and dip it. And put it back up again.
Yeah. Let
Oh, my
this
embroidery
yellow
seems to be
mellow.
getting yellow and it's getting yellow and yellower each time you visit.
I have to call out Tiny Captain here in the chat. He made a great comment. Hey, Dawson, flat Earth is almost dead. That doesn't mean we have to turn on each other for material to make a video. We have to show that we are better than them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well said. Somebody's paying attention because holy, if I need drama, I'm on a channel that consists of at any given time 12 other people. Fuck, I got enough in the background. I don't have to do it publicly, for God's sakes. I'm an adult. fuck?
Interesting thing about that, Dick, though, is I've heard there is drama ensuing in amongst the community. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, and people are talking about this drama, and the people who are talking about the drama shouldn't really be talking about the drama. Because I'm not seeing the drama. So if there is drama, I'm missing. So I should be looking for it. You should just so if there is drama going on, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because
you don't need to tell everybody that there's drama going on because you're just as bad as the people creating the drama.
Dude, I have said this so many times, DKG, and I'm sure you're going to agree with me right away, but most of these situations where there's drama and people are having a back and forth, it should have just simply been a private conversation that would have lasted about 30 minutes. Everybody would have walked away either amicably or not, but still, they could have just gone on with their lives and it wouldn't have even been a situation.
Well, the thing is, Dick, it usually is just a conversation between people. But then somebody has to go and put a video about the fact of, I've had a conversation, blah 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 blah, or even worse, when they do a video saying that there is a conversation is had. I'm not going to mention any names. Okay, so you're not mentioning any names, but something was said, blah blah blah, but I'm not going to tell you what was said. Okay, so you're giving us no fucking information for us to be angry at.
and then you're going to whine about it.
Yeah, you're angry. Yeah, you're whining about a situation. You're not going to tell us the fucking details, but you want us to be angry too. It's like, just shut up. Anyway, that's my piece. That's my piece, and I made it larger.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, consciously as a group, we've made an effort in the background to make sure that we never engage in any of this stuff. And, on Twitter, if somebody tries, I just mute them. I don't block them because then they don't see that I've blocked them and they think that I can still actually see their tweets and I'm just not responding. And that pisses them off even more. So at least I get something out of it too. But, that's how I do it.
The amount of times I've seen name calling.
Oh God!
You lot or anybody else on somebody else's channel. There'll be another video, something going on. Someone will be talking about drama without giving any details, blah blah blah. But we're all going to be angry about it.
It's all out of context, and it's all terrible.
And then someone in the chat will start going, "Oh, this person did that, and this person did that," and it's just like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, grow up."
Yeah. Aimee, we got to get Aimee in. Yeah.
She's going to tell me.
Awesome, thank you. Just as damn mute button that's got to scroll the stupid mouse around. I just wanted to say we have a new Shill Apprentice. Welcome to Shill Apprentice, Ox. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, Ox is a member of the family. That's amazing, Ox. We love you around here. Oh yeah, you're like. You're I wouldn't say furniture because that wouldn't be right. No, it's more like that lovely grandfather clock we look forward to hearing every hour. Is that better? Is that good?
Ox is kind of like the big old bovine in the corner, He just sits back and he chills and then he pops out the corner every once in a while and says some funny ass shit. I love Ox.
Dick, what is this you're talking about? Grandfather's cock?
Yeah. That thing that swings back and forth really slowly.
Is that why it's called Ox?
Make a TikTok out of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Slicks 666. Oh, that's a good way to say it. Says I got quite a big blocked list on Twitter. It's all the bloody adverts. Yeah. When it comes to corporations and stuff, I do block them because I just cannot be bothered. Right. But when it comes to jerk offs who just think that I would say musical masturbation, except they're not playing music. They're just getting off on themselves on social media instead. So is that social media masturbation? Maybe that's a new term. But those people, they're like, they're so engaged in their own voice and they're not even hearing the other side. That's why I mute them, because they carry on as if I can still see it. And I think that's just I mean, it tickles me. It just makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside.
Dawson has muted me. What's he got to hide? Yeah.
Well, I used to be a moderator and an admin on a couple of online forums, and we used forum software by vBulletin, and they used to have this feature called Tacky Goes to Coventry. I guess going to Coventry has some meaning in the UK, but
yes, it does.
Basically, it was a global ignore list. So you put a troll on in the Tacky Goes to Coventry feature, and they see everybody's posts. They post like normal, but nobody sees there. And it's funny as shit too, because sometimes they get really annoyed. Why isn't anybody answering me? I'm asking questions, I'm saying stuff, why isn't anybody answering me? And I don't know why they got rid of that feature, but it was pretty fucking awesome.
Love it.
Yeah.
I do too. They really need to fix Twitter. And another thing that I'm tired of on Twitter too are the people who think they're the moral arbiters of social media.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
God.
and they cause real life consequences for people. Those I have no use for. So those do get blocked.
We had that. Sorry, carry on, Amy.
No, it's just going to say, most of the harmless ones that just like to just be a jerk, I just mute them too because, starve them for attention. But the rest of them, I have block lists and I have just a mute list too because they're just so ridiculous. It's time for everyone to just friggin' move on and get over it and stop with the damn drama and stop with the fake accusations and shit like that. Just get over yourselves. That's all I want to say about it.
we had this guy in the guitar community at one point. He was a Canadian, and he would do like 30-minute videos.
You had to point that out, didn't you?
No, I do have to point it out because you have to kind of imagine him the way he was speaking in your head. But he would like do 30-minute videos talking about the drama that's going on. But he'd be going, well, the person in the first party said a thing to the second party, and the third party did this and that. And no one knew what the fuck he was talking about. Not a single thing. But he thought he was like the moral high ground of the community. Now, I had him as a friend on Facebook, but he was his stuff kept coming up in my feed, and it was all pictures of like young girls or cosplayers, and this was an ugly fat old dude. He wasn't a very pleasant person, but he was there. Thing was these young girls with his tongue hanging out, and he was about mid-40s and stuff like that, and it was just like,
what,
dude, this is not appropriate. And he had to go at me, telling him it wasn't appropriate for him to be commenting on the stuff on Facebook, and then it's showing up in my
pedophilia.
feed. Essentially, that's kind of like what it boiled down to, and it just wasn't right. But this was a guy that was like a moderator on all the live channels that were out there, the big moral high ground. But he was just a fucking idiot. It's just weird how people, like you say, Amy, that people take themselves as these like the arbiters of morality on the social network, and some of them are just worse than you can possibly imagine.
Well, they're worse. A lot of these people who claim that they're the moral arbiters usually do far worse than the people that they're accusing of and trying to get rid of and kick them out of the community and destroy their channels and stuff like that. That's what they're doing. And there's a lot of collateral damage that can go along with that, and they don't even think of that or care, and that's my issue with it as well. So they're actually far worse than the people that they're accusing of all these supposedly bad things.
Usually,
so like I said, they really need to get over themselves and really sit down on their ass and think about what they're doing and how it's affecting everybody else, and just basically just shut the hell up and get over yourself. You're not that important.
They do seem to have like a delusions of grandeur, or like a, what do you call it? Napoleonic. What do you call it? Napoleon
syndrome.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Too much
shut up,
self-importance.
fuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
I think some people just have the little dick syndrome. You know, they're trying to compensate. And
Hey, I've got a little dick and I don't compensate. Oops.
hey, no, I didn't
said
say
that out loud,
everybody.
didn't
That's
I
it's
said
not
that
a
out loud,
blank.
didn't I?
It's not fully blanket. I'm trying to cover up for it. Shh, be quiet. So anyway, I don't remember what I was saying now.
Little dick syndrome.
Save me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have little dick syndrome, and I don't mean just men. I mean, some women have the little dick syndrome. You know, they don't feel good enough, or their tits aren't great enough, or whatever, and they give other people attitudes because they're miserable in their own life, and they want other people to be miserable. Also, I think that people who are the thieves point at other people and say that's a thief. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It certainly seems to be a modern day disease of the social networks. I don't think it was anything anywhere near as bad in the olden days. You remember the olden days? You were there. You're 50.
You know what? I will kick your ass, dude.
Yeah, abuse.
No, I remember.
By,
I remember.
Abuse by male is a very slow process. Abusing each other. My mum and her sister did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Abused
By
each other.
smell
I mean, why read it? But
Yeah.
hey, that was the way they were.
You know it's coming, but you can't look away.
Sometimes it's true. I mean, I see guys all the time like got the plumber's crack thing, but really like the really deep into it plumber crack, you know? And you just kind of like look over at him for just a second. You're like, it's so gross. You have to look for a second. So yeah, I get it. Can't turn away. Damn, I just killed that whole conversation. I'm sorry.
No, I think
Now everybody's thinking about plumber's crack.
I think the conversation is basically round itself its own conclusion.
Well, I would like to say, because we might as well finish the discussion here, B. We were talking in the back in a couple of private messages back and forth, and I think B is going to be joining us on the Shills channel properly going forward. What do you guys think of that?
I would be absolutely honored to.
That would be so awesome.
Cool.
Yes.
We're happy to have you. We're so excited.
Sweet. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Really. It means a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
Just want to point out Johnny on the spot. Ugly German truth. Ugly German truth.
German.
Has corrected us. It's Napoleon complex. Thank you, Ugly. He's so good at this. He really is. He's just there, fucking correcting us all the time. Why don't you come on the fucking show? You bloody
He's brilliant. Really,
German.
he is. He gets a lot of shit. That guy, man. You can't slide anything by him.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm looking
Well.
forward to, man, because you know, I was doing too much streaming myself with working full time, and so I had to kill my Friday. And it's not that I don't want to talk to people; I just don't want to be in charge. You know, so you be in charge, and I'll come up here and talk every Friday.
There you go.
You
Neither does Thomas.
twiddling knobs and twiddling switches.
Easy for you to say. Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah, we've got a dick for that.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, everybody in the chat. I appreciate that. You know, I love you guys. Real talk.
Yeah. That got a great reception. So very much thank you. And yeah, you'll see B a lot more over here. And, make sure you click some links and get over and sub B's channel too. I don't think I have you on the Streamlabs automated right now. Let me just go in and see if I can fix that quick, because
No
Buzz,
Streamlabs.
busy bee, don't buzz if you like, but don't sting me.
yeah. Oh, I can't fix it quick
Yeah,
either,
that's
so I'll
enough
have
for
to
you,
do it the
DPG.
hard way.
You're cut off.
Yeah.
No, it's all right. I got it, Dick.
Okay, thanks, Mip. Thanks.
Mipet. Faster than the... Never mind. Faster than the typical dick.
Yeah. Oh, when it comes to that stuff, I'm horrifically slow. But in the background, I'm doing other things because of OBS and stuff and whatnot. So that's why we delegate our roles properly.
Right. You do this, I'll do that.
Now, Dick, you keep talking about this OBS. I really want to know a bit more about this disease because it seems to be affecting you really badly.
Yeah, it is a disease, I'll tell you.
I think we should have an OBS awareness week where we discuss it. And, yeah. Go into detail.
Yeah, it makes my right leg twitch, my left leg numb, and my brain race and crave alcohol. It's a really bad affliction.
Charity stream on the way.
Oh man.
Oh, speaking of charity streams, so last month, in conjunction with NASA Bunker 33, we were promoting Neurofibromatosis Month. And so in all of our streams, we had links if people wanted to donate, but the links had nothing to do with us. We drove people to the actual places where you could give money directly to the people. And with all the, fraud raiser streams that are going on in certain communities of YouTube, it's funny how those haven't been mentioned, eh? Just something that I thought I would point out, from a innocent bystander sort of sitting on the sidelines point of view.
When has Dick ever been innocent?
I'd just like to say I'm so glad that awareness month is over so I can forget about that shit.
I bet your way for sure.
That felt flat.
I was struggling with the mute button because I did have a response, but it didn't work out very well.
Probably fuck you.
Yeah, I failed.
Oh.
So I don't know about yourselves, but tonight I'm drinking hard lemonade. It's going down actually faster than I thought, and that could pose a problem. But we're already an hour and a half in, so I don't have to appear. Yeah, I don't have to appear more sober than I am for very much longer, so that's a good thing.
It's not like you haven't been drunk on the stream before.
Yeah. Oh my God, there's a couple really bad ones where I just go wild on people, but what are you gonna do, right? I still leave them up. I play honest. That's it. I don't care.
That's true. Yeah.
Nothing's been deleted.
Oh, you're gonna read that comment out, Dick?
Oh God, what's up now? Oh fuck, Here we go. Oh God, okay. Slicks666 says, I'd like to say a big thank you to Red's Rhetoric for getting a fraudster to give all the money that she took off of us, or give back all the money she took off of us. Big claps and applause. And
Wow.
Oh my God, that just, that tasted like Ferrero Rocher. It just melted in my fucking mouth, I'm telling you. Wow. Is it just me or no? Okay, well, never know.
No,
we should probably move on now before I do something stupid.
I guess Ox is asking what kind of hard lemonade you're drinking. Is it Mike's?
That would be Mike's. Yes, that would be Mike's. Yeah.
I've had that before. It's not bad.
Not this Mike's, but another Mike's.
Yeah. Now Mike does make hard lemonade, but he doesn't share. So just don't even ask.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not allegedly Dave Bouquet.
Oh God. Allegedly Dave. Should I play the video? If I drag it into OBS, it's going to be all like screwed up and we won't get to hear it for the first second, but then I'll turn on the monitor for us. But I'm going to play Random Ting's allegedly Dave Coke commercial.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's gotta be good.
Be no slave, and I want you to work all day. But I want be true, I just wanna make love to you. Yeah, love to you.
Oh my
Love
god.
to you.
Can't deal with that.
It's so disgusting.
You
It could be delicious.
And I don't want you
It's the real thing.
And he washes himself with
to
it.
be true.
Yeah.
How do they collect that stuff?
Now, everybody go to, when the show is done, I want you to do a YouTube search, random tings. I think it's random is capital letters and tings is lowercase, or the other way around. It's not the easiest to find. YouTube is not exactly being nice with the search algorithm to random tings, but wow, what a creator. Just gold. Please do yourself a favor, random tings.
Gold.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
gotta wonder, just what the hell he was doing when he decided that would be a good idea, or what he was smoking. I don't know. I mean, Jesus.
It's not just that, Mike. It's why so many of the flat earthers all went with the same thing, and Patricia Steer was into drinking urine, and maybe not just her own. I think she drank quite a few things, that woman. They were all on it.
It's just strange. I mean,
Even Oakley, Nathan Oakley was on board with that as well.
Oakley. There's a guy who deserves a bitch slap.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
No, he deserves way more than a bitch slap.
Yeah. My favorite clip of that guy, and there's only one, is the one where his dog teabags him. Oh my God. I guarantee.
That was great.
That's the other Nathan.
Yeah.
That's the other Nathan.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the other Nathan. But
Dawson, yeah.
yeah, I guarantee that teabagging was done due to the dog's diet. It was like, fuck you, I'm a meat eater, you bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a fucking rabbit.
Yeah, exactly right.
Taste my spheres.
That's right. Dog's
Yeah, tiny captain
Plotting.
had to end with MC2 and almost barfing.
Doorknob head said, "How do you train your dog to teabag you? Asking for a friend."
Nathan Thompson does have a training videos out for how to train your dog to teabag you. It goes along with his brain training. You just got to sign up,
Yeah, brain
and
train.
he'll teach you everything.
Don't you have to have a brain first to train?
My thoughts exactly, Mike.
That guy is, he's
Can't
dumb.
train what you don't got.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Hang on, is it me, or has he been a bit quiet recently?
Well, he did have his channel taken down. He did have his his Facebook page taken down.
That was ages ago, but he's
yeah.
been quite. But he was like really noisy everywhere for a while after that happened, and he seemed to be really quiet recently.
He was
I
on
know he was
tour
on
with
great-
Wits It Gets It, and it got to a point where he actually flogged all the money and racked off and bought himself a load of cottage beers, like really expensive shit.
That was a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Then he I think most recently he was on the modern day debates. I think with T Jump. I think that was the last time.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
But apart from that, nobody's giving him any attention whatsoever. It must be driving him insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like the Vicky treatment?
Well,
Everybody look at me. That's how I feel like half of them are. And, it really kills me. Like the Christians, I'll go, nobody's streaming or something. I'm bored and I'll be going around. I'm like, I wonder where my brother's at. Cause I love to catch him tearing up Christians because it's hilarious. And they don't know what to do with them. They always just get mad. And so, because they don't know how to respond, it's not pre-written like everything else. So I went on one of them and I said hi, and one of them said something, mean about atheists or whatever. And called me an atheist. I said, well, actually, I kind of lean more agnostic, but I don't really know because I haven't read that much about it, so that's why I don't talk about it. And he just started getting really rude. And I said, oh, is this how God wants you to treat other people? Mm-hmm. And he basically said, because I'm lesser. And Jesus cussed too, so he can cuss. And what? I said, man, you think you're like on the same level as Jesus? Yeah. Wow. I said, you have problems.
When did Jesus say fuck?
Yeah.
Is that in the Bible? Is this the Bible after dark or something?
Or something, right? When he threw the tables over, he cussed or something, maybe, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I don't read the Bible. I don't believe in it.
Must be one of the lost books, the holy fucking scriptures that were lost.
I want to say right here, I have great reverence for the Bible. As a touring musician, I don't know how many times I had to use a page from the Bible to roll a joint. So I love that book.
Oh yeah, baby.
Wow.
Also good for emergency toilet paper, just enough.
But no, there's a lot of people that have belief in God and whatnot, and some actual reverence for the Bible and its teachings, and they live a great life and they don't annoy us, and they go about their day and they contribute to society and everything's good. So I always like to throw this in when we're doing this, because as a channel, we don't begrudge them at all. It's just the idiots that do the whole 6,500 years old Earth and blah blah blah. Those are the ones that we go at, right?
Right. Ugly German Truth says that is the moment you're supposed to throw them into a lake and wait for them to walk over the water. Agreed.
Yeah.
It's like Monty Python with the duck and the witch,
That's right.
She turned me into a newt.
Yeah, I got better.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm just sending the link out to somebody to make sure they can get in who should have been here earlier, but yeah, what are you gonna do?
Shit happens.
Yeah. I mean, some of us are, just march to the beat of their own drummer. God knows I'm one, so I can't begrudge anybody who shows up when they damn well want to. Amy's got her hand up. We should get Aimee in.
Yes, it was a good comment in the chat. It's from Rodent No Last Name, says the missing Bible book. Go the fuck to sleep. I love that
book.
That's good. I like it.
Awesome. Oh, here we go. Incoming. I just remembered. Oh, you sent the link to somebody. Go to the door and answer it, you dumbass. There we go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Someone at the door.
Yeah, I fucked that right up. Hey,
Blue, how you doing?
Science. Big Blue himself is here. How you doing, buddy?
Blue.
Well, he's here, just not talking.
Yeah. He's probably putting his Cavendish down. You guys don't realize this. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag here, but that's a scale model, and it's really only the size of like your average computer mouse, and he's just got the camera in real tight. You can't tell. It's really good.
Yeah.
I know he made it with chopsticks, didn't he?
Yeah.
Chopsticks and a bit of glue. I'm sure it was.
Some paste.
Yeah, Snoopy actually comes off the doghouse and watches it when he's not there. So he's got a good crew.
Maybe he paper mache'd it.
Blue, is Meat not playing well with you? A few of us had this problem tonight where you couldn't talk, but you could hear us. Try refreshing Chrome and coming back in. It's just one of those things today. I think Google shit the bed. I'm not sure what's going on there.
No, I see what's going on. I think I see.
Oh, there he is. How you doing, buddy?
Hello. Yeah, it's this
Hello.
little damn. It's this button on my brand new, or almost brand new microphone that turns the damn microphone on.
Oh, what'd you get, buddy? What'd you get?
Oh God, here we go. Microphone porn.
It's one of those blue things. Well, it says blue on it, so you got to buy
Oh,
one.
there you go.
Blue
Yeah.
Yeti. Or the snowball.
Yeah, you know. Well, for him, that's like keeping it in the family, so it's to be expected, right?
You betcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got. The
How's
little
your
button on
week
the
been,
front.
Blue? How's things?
Oh, good. Now the damn mic's got the little button on the front, and I reach up and grab the thing and accidentally push the button, and that turns the mic off. So,
Wait a minute.
yeah.
Did you just admit live on air to giving your mic a reach around? Is that what I just heard?
That's exactly what happens. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's got to push that button.
Precisely.
So Blue, I was hoping to see you because I wanted to ask in the Cavendish streams, have you been getting any flat earthers show up in the live chats?
Once in a while, one shows up, but they've been very subdued.
Really?
That's the way to put it. I
Yeah.
haven't had anybody be really belligerent in there other than Gary Wybother, and I think I banned his ass. So
Of course, they've been subdued because they've been saying for a long time that it's just not possible to even do. It's too hard. Nobody can accomplish it. So, and BM Furball did it. You came along and did it. They sell the damn the benchtop apparatus that they use in universities on fucking Amazon. So now they got nothing to talk about.
yeah, kind of took, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
we had Anthony Riley who was going to prove that it didn't work or whatever,
Oh, really?
and that just fell into the black hole of doom somewhere along the line. He doesn't even talk about it anymore. Can't even get him to talk about it.
Well, it's because he can't debunk it. It's a tough one for them. I'm sorry.
Well, I called it the Tony Tub, and for the obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And the Tony Tub didn't do anything,
Yeah.
or at least it didn't do what it should have done. And all of a sudden, Anthony realized that he had trapped himself.
Yeah.
One of two things was going to happen: either he was going to fix it and make it work correctly, or I was going to come behind him and build one just like it and show him how to make it work correctly. Either way,
Yeah.
we were going to prove mass attracts mass.
Yeah.
So he very quickly shut up.
No.
Oh dear God. And it's a tough pill for them to swallow because if it works, which it does, they can't argue mass doesn't attract mass anymore. And they can't argue that the Cavendish doesn't work because it's been proven so many times. I mean, college students all over the world successfully do this almost every semester. I mean, it's not like it's fucking magic that nobody does.
No, it's not. It's a very sensible, logical experiment, and it is demonstrated time and time again. Now, getting the accuracy that I was able to get and that Cavendish got is difficult. I'll grant you that. That's not an easy thing to do. But just getting mass to attract mass is not that hard to do.
No, yeah, it's not.
After all, that's what mass does. It attracts other mass.
Yeah, I think the University of Washington created an ultra accurate Cavendish-like experiment, a torsional balance, sealed in a vacuum chamber, the whole 9 yards, and they got incredibly accurate. There's, of course, this cost millions of dollars to build, but still.
Oh yeah. That's the deal. I can get this thing to 3 significant figures with what I did. If you want to go to 4, I need another $100,000. If you want to go to 5, I need $1 million. If you want to go to 6 significant figures, I need 10 million.
Exactly.
Comes down to you're going to get the accuracy you pay for.
I think the situation is you're going to end up with a similar sort of thing that I had with one of my videos, which completely smashed the flat Earth. And every time the flurfers tried to, I had some of the big hitters coming into my video and trying to debunk it, and they couldn't. And I think you're going to be hitting the same issue where they can't debunk what you're doing, so they're just going to pretend you don't exist.
Yeah,
exactly.
And just keep talking their shit somewhere else and just not interact and pretend you don't happen.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Exactly. And I just started talking about Foucault's pendulum on Facebook, and they hate that. So they say, yeah, it's just, why doesn't it start on its own and all this other stuff? And I said, well, regardless of all that, regardless of anything you've got to say, what we do know is that when it does run, if you're north of the equator, it processes clockwise. If you're south, it processes counterclockwise. And how long it takes to do that is directly proportional to your latitude. Same latitude, north or south of the equator, it'll take the same amount of time to do what it does. Say what you want about the validity, but it does this every time, so you have to somehow explain on a flat Earth why it does that every single time, and that's when they just run away.
Yeah, they don't. They really do not want to talk about that. The latest thing that's got them in an absolute sales spin at the moment is a video I put out yesterday about LIGO. They've been yapping about LIGO for weeks or months now.
Yeah.
And making all kinds of crazy suggestions about going to one of the sites and making all the measurements and this and that. Well, it turns out you don't have to do that. We've already got all the damn drawings.
Yeah.
And I finally I just finally decided it was time to make a video. And they are absolutely beside themselves right now over what to do with this. I mean, you've got an installation in Louisiana where one of the arms, at each end of the arm, the elevation is almost exactly the same. But in the center, the elevation is a foot low. Now, what's up with that?
Yep.
Yet it's in a straight line. How can that be? Well, I'll tell you how it can be. Put it on a curve that's 3,000 with a radius of 3,959 miles, and it works perfectly.
Yep.
They have no idea what to do right now.
No, they don't. And once they got the first proof of gravity waves, now they get them all the time, and the ability to take those measurements is now starting to branch out into other branches of physics, and even into meteorology. They're talking about gravity wave effects on ocean surfaces and storms. There's one talking about the cloud formations over the Andes. It's kind of impressive what's spinning off of that.
Yeah. Those have to be the most incredible, most accurate machines man has ever built.
Yeah,
bar none.
Right.
Think about it. They measure the distance. Their measure changes less than 1/10,000th of the width of a proton.
Yep. Yeah. If only Michelson
really good rulers.
If only Michelson could have had that kind of accuracy, then we wouldn't be whining about him all the time.
Jeez.
Yep.
Damn whiners.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Oh, he said. No, he didn't. You're an idiot. And they cling to that too. There's one guy pulled one line out of the paper where he talks about it has to be less than this. And I said, yeah, because if you read the previous paragraph, he got no results. So now he's making assumptions about how small the value is that he measured. He says should be or could be. And he said, no, this means that he found it. No, dude, what about the rest of the paper? Read the whole thing. You know, and it's like, no, this says it. And I gave him a link to Case Western University, which is where he did the original experiment, and they talk about it. They have a whole web page on it because he's kind of famous for them, and and of course it said that he found nothing, and they're like, no, they're lying. NASA made him do that. It's like, holy shit. Can you say, call your box of rocks and raise you a bag of hammers?
I just had a thought. I mean, LIGO is essentially.
Did it hurt?
It did. You wait. LIGO is essentially what Dell wants to do. He wants to build a structure that is perfectly horizontal, flat, whatever level, whatever it's terminology he wants to use. But why don't we ask Dell? Maybe what would be really cool is in the facility where LIGO is, he should go there with a hose pipe and flood it, and then he can measure off the flatness of the water and the curve of the water against the center rail of the LIGO insulation.
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't mind pumping the whole installation full of water.
Well, he doesn't have to he doesn't have to ask them. He just has to stick a hose pipe down a hatch.
And then when he gets out of prison,
he'll have his evidence.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be met with an entire squadron of armed penguins.
That's right.
I think an unarmed penguin could take him down.
Yeah, that's probably true too.
Big puffs.
A squadron of militarized penguins.
Walrus with big lasers on their backs.
Yeah.
Surface out of the water, shoot your ass.
Laser beams.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, the poor bastards. They really have a hard life, don't they?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I never saw myself as extremely intelligent or even very intelligent. I just figure I'm kind of normal. But these people are just stupid, man. How do they go, oh, yeah, you're right. That's what I believe now. Like, do you go research? And the ones that say they do research, it's kind of like what my brother says. They research until they prove themselves right, and then they stop and they don't read the rest of it.
Yes.
Where it proves them wrong.
Yes. Exactly. It's exactly what they do. I saw a meme the other day. It's like, we're not calling you. You're not stupid because you're a flat earther. You're a flat earther because you're stupid.
Right, exactly. There's a difference.
Precisely.
Yes.
Precisely. Well, I agree. I totally agree with George Carlin. Just think about how stupid the average person is, and then realize that half of them are even dumber than that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn, that just depressed me.
Nailed it.
So sad right now.
Don't be sad. It's your birthday.
No, it was yesterday.
No,
it's okay
don't
to
do
be
that.
sad now. It's fine.
Yeah. You can have post-birthday blues now.
Because I got the blues.
He's on the wrong side of the slippery slope.
Life itself is a slippery slope, my friend.
There you go. It certainly is.
No, I guarantee it.
I slipped down the slope straight into the mud, and it's up to my neck.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is I see that all the time on Facebook. If you research flat Earth, you can only come to one conclusion. And I'm like, well, I've been researching these claims for 6 years now, and I have not found one that's even remotely credible, and none of them work. So what the hell are you reading?
Oh, man, I don't know. Books written by cultish type people who want to be cult leaders, possibly.
Eric DeBay.
Okay, the guy named after the ass and shit washer. Okay, yeah, him.
Yeah. That's they're just buying it hook, line, and sinker.
I'm sorry, did you say DeBay or Duvet?
Duvet, yeah.
Bidet.
Bidet or Duvet?
Bidet. Eric
Yeah, the
Bidet.
bidet.
Yep.
Eric Bidet, isn't that what you said?
That's exactly what I said. And that's exactly what he is. He a shit-eating piece of crap.
There you go. Ass washer.
Yeah. Well, that's why Oakley has his followers, because he gives them what they want to hear. And that's all it's about. I mean, it's all confirmation bias. They believe what they believe, and they're not gonna accept that there's any alternatives that they're missing. They just think that it's all wrong.
Well, yeah, everybody else is wrong. Didn't you know that? Every religion thinks that.
Right.
That everybody else is wrong. Yeah.
And the other thing is too that in order for them to be right, literally everything we know about science, not just physics, not just space, but pretty much everything we know about science, physics, and engineering has to be wrong for them to be right. And that has to be. Yeah, that's some serious levels of Dunning-Kruger right there.
I'm sure they're correct then. Absolutely. I mean, look at the odds. The odds are definitely in their favor, not.
Yeah. Yeah. Better odds of winning the fucking Powerball. Aimee.
Yeah. I mean, at the most fundamental level, everything we know has to be wrong for them to be right.
Exactly.
Yes, and we have a super chat, please. It's from Rodent, no last name, for $5 American. Says, my body is a temple. It's old, crumbling, and no one worships it anymore. Keep making fun of stupid. Thank you so much, Rodent. You've been doing awesome tonight. You've been on fire. It's been awesome.
God, that's a good one.
Send me pictures. Send me pictures, Rodent. I'll make it worshipable again.
Oh, snap.
That's right. He could digitally fix anything.
Saggy boobs, wrinkles around your eyes.
I could make
left toe just way too big for your other toes. We got you.
That's right.
We got you covered.
For a
Call
price.
1-800 make it right.
I just found my new business partner.
Oh yeah, man, I got you. As long as you got the money, I'm broke.
With our scheme, we'll be millionaires by the end of the year.
That escalated quickly.
We got the flat Earth community to tap on as well. So yeah. Easy money.
Oh yeah.
Low hanging fruit, I think that's what they say.
Yes.
Well, we can fix that as well.
That's right.
No. We're not going back to that. Damn it, TV. Oh.
That's an image you got in your head that you didn't want.
I know, that's the problem. Every time you say it. You remember things I didn't want to remember.
That's it.
Hey, I need more ice. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
Peace. So what do you think there, Dick?
Does he think? Is he thinking?
He's
in his bathroom thinking.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. I'm
Yeah.
sure nobody here can keep anybody entertained.
I keep saying too, the flat earthers are pulling some of the weirdest stuff. This was one of the things that makes me believe that most of their memes are created by globe earthers just to see how stupid they are. Like sextants prove the earth is flat. Periscopes on submarines prove the earth is flat. It's like, do you guys just like repeat and parrot everything you see because it says the Earth is flat. And that's why I think that globe earthers are making their memes and they're buying it hook, line, and sinker.
I wanted to make my own meme and be something like the new vaccine causes black spots to occur on the bottom of your big left toe, just to see how many people go check. I just want to know. We could take polls afterwards. Do you have a black spot? And everybody's going to look.
And
you just make up anything. And if you get the right people to promote it, people are going to believe it.
And you know, there's got to be the guy out there who's going to fake the picture. Look, she's right. Don't get the vaccine.
Yeah. And then we'll be like, we'll test it. And it'll be like, no, dude, that's Sharpie.
That's right. And you really should have used the black Sharpie, not the red one.
Right. Well, that's the problem, though. Everybody takes everything too far, you know?
Yeah.
You say one little thing and, you know, the ant was crawling over the hill. Well, why didn't you help the ant over the hill? What's wrong with you? You know, there's always something, man.
I stepped on the ant.
and then it'll be a discussion of why did the ant cross the hill?
Peter, Mipet stepped on an ant.
That's right.
Yeah, but the ants where Mipet are a foot long.
Well,
Mipet, I just want to let you know I'm never coming to
not
visit
quite
you.
that long.
Peace.
Actually, I was discussing that exact thing the other day with a friend, and we actually have a plant here in Oz that if you touch it, drive you to want people to kill you. It is that painful, that people have actually committed suicide after touching this plant.
Are you serious?
Yeah, true.
Is it like some kind of a poison gets into your skin, in your body, or what?
Let me see. I'm just going to go hunt for it.
I'll tell you what.
Google is your friend.
That's right.
In my files.
Salads in Australia are for fucking men only.
Do you live in a land of rabbit food? What? That doesn't really make the song work.
I thought it was Land Down Under. I'm so confused.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
That's where it was going, I think.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go for a minute there because I ran out of alcohol, and that's just, that's very unshilly, so I had to fix that.
But
You were drinking lemonade. You were drinking lemonade. Come on.
Yeah, this time I got beers.
I was going to say you got another 2-liter bottle of lemonade.
It was so goddamn sweet. It was horror. Like, to be honest, the first one was like, oh, that's kind of refreshing. And then the second one was like, yeah, that's not bad. And then the third one was like, this tastes like bitter shit that's been over sugared to fix it. And then by the last, I was just, get this shit out of here.
Yeah, I'm like a two bottle person when it comes to stuff like that, maybe 3. But the thing about it is some of those lemonades and like Red's Wicked Ale and all those, they have way more alcohol in them than beer, but they taste so much like a fruit drink or something that you just down it and then you're like, holy shit, I'm drunk out of nowhere. Yeah, it'll catch up with you. Yeah. Yep. Red's Wicked Ale is like 8 or 9% or something like that.
Huh?
I'm sorry, Mipet.
Oh, no, you're right. I actually had a file. I'm doing thick here. I had a file and I can't remember where I put it. Is it in my shit or is it in my crap?
It's right next to your glasses. Wherever you left your glasses, that's where the file is.
Mipet. Search drop lettuce. That must be what it is.
Next to the drop
here we
bears.
go. I think I found it.
Oh man, what the hell?
Nobody knows.
Where is it?
So you're looking
Tell
for
us
something
and
too?
we'll all know.
That's right.
Yeah, I was looking for Blue's avatar because I have a copy of it somewhere, but I don't know. Fuck, I was going to throw it up on the set, but tits on a bull here. That's me. I don't know.
All right,
I found it.
Oh, there you go.
It's nicknamed the suicide plant. It's actually
that's-
a bush with the gimpy. It's like being burnt by hot acid and electrocuted at the same time. When you touch the plant,
Wow.
not that you have to actually touch it, an extremely fine fuzz with poisonous needles that coat the entire plant. And better yet, the things shed like a cat in summertime. So it's disturbingly easy to get stung just by standing near them.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so it's like literally kill
Is
me
there-
now. Yeah.
Is there anything
Ting,
in
ting,
Australia
no,
that's
you're
not?
not going to Australia.
Yeah.
Is there
Even
anything
the
in
plant.
Australia that's not trying to kill you?
The Aborigines.
I was just about to say that. They're chilled, man. It's all the other people. It's everybody else you got to worry about.
Indigenous Australians, yes.
Wow. Even the plants will kill you there.
Yeah, the Aborigines probably eat that shit. It's good eating, mate.
They got spiders the size of those small electric cars that the kids drive. Jeez.
Yeah. Did you see that? Did you see that one? It was the size of a smart car.
Yeah, it was underneath the back end of the car. It was almost as wide as the fucking car.
Yeah.
It was hiding in the shade. Bizarre.
Absolutely crazy.
There is actually one animal that eats them.
Really?
What the hell's the name of that?
Tell you what I have on me all the time is a fucking 9mm.
It's the
Yeah.
the red-legged paddy melon. It's a small, compact wallaby.
That sounds like a woman you're supposed to look out for when you're at the local bar. Are you kidding?
Don't go near that one.
Oh, jeez.
Need to put
Hey,
that
Blue.
job? She's the one.
I had a good question for Blue. When Cavendish comes to a close, are you going to do another such thing? And if so, have you given any thought to what it would be?
A rocket.
You know? Oh, he might not be there. Oh, there he is.
Just walking back in. I think I heard the question. I'd love to do something else. I just hadn't figured out what it would be. I'll tell you what I'd love to do is a Foucault pendulum. The problem with that is trying to find a place with enough height to it.
Yeah. Well, damn, with your skills in the shop, I mean, Foucault's the obvious way to go now, isn't it? Now you say it.
Yeah, it's so simple. I mean, there's really nothing much to build.
Yeah, it's the easiest device to build. It's literally like Blue says, it's location. You need height.
We need a couple of holograms. Oh,
it'd be great, if you can find a place with a ceiling that's 60 feet or 80 feet high. That would be ideal.
Maybe an old silo.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I'm going to think.
I wonder.
That would be a great experiment to do, I think.
Yeah.
Talking about like an old silo or something, depending on your local area there, Blue, if there was a little push around the scene and whatnot, and, just kind of like Mr. Sensible with Mage and whatnot, I don't think it would be that hard to acquire a little bit of funding to grab a silo that's not being used or something similar,
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
I think
if you were in Detroit, and I can tell you're not by the way you talk, but if you were in Detroit, there would be many empty buildings we could do this in, right?
Absolutely.
I've seen it done in stairwells, tall stairwells in buildings. But it doesn't allow you to do a full procession all the way around. That they're kind of narrow.
Yeah.
Nope. Well,
the silo's a great idea.
without putting an actuator of some sort on it, you're not going to get a full procession anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, the best you can probably hope for is maybe an hour's worth of the
15,
pendulum
15 degrees.
action.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, I want to do a shout out here. Rose's 2 cents, new subscriber during the stream. Thank you very much. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you around.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Welcome.
absolutely. But I think that would just be a really fun experiment to do. Maybe, maybe one more nail in the coffin. That's all it would be.
Yeah.
and
I mean, with your Cavendish, with your build, you're now, excuse me, not just an educated voice in the community, but a very trusted voice because you have been there and done that. Like nobody can ever take that away from you, right? That's really cool, buddy. That's really cool.
I think it's cool. Myself, I'm very happy with the way things turned out. I was a lot worried about it going into it. I mean, what happens if it goes all sideways on you? But if it isn't easy to get really good results from, I'll be the first to attest to that. But if you've got the time, and I had the time, fortunately, to devote to it, yeah, you can get really good, accurate results from one of these things. You don't expect to get that without paying your dues. It's going to take some effort, but
yeah, a
Uh,
little thought and a little logic, a little critical
now,
thinking.
I have to ask you, Big Blue. Now, you used to go into Jose's channel quite a lot, and I stopped listening to Jose's channel a long time ago. Do you still frequent there? And the second part of the question are the same fuckwits still in there, just talking shit?
The answer to the second part of your question is absolutely. In fact, I think they have added supplemental fuckwits along the way. We have actually first string, second string, and mostly a third string set of fuckwits that show up these days.
Send me in, coach.
And yeah, I don't. And I go there and listen a lot. I don't talk to them very much. I did go in and talk to them a little bit, mainly because they were one of the head fuckwits showed up to pick on what I had done.
Which one?
Brian Leakey.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
the guy we call
He's
Leakey.
an arsehole.
Yeah, Leakey showed up to pick on the on what I had done with LIGO, so I felt compelled to bitch slap him around a bit. But other than that, I don't like fighting with those clowns.
Well, it must be pretty bizarre though. It must be pretty bizarre though when you have such a solid argument behind you, and going and talking to these people who just talk utter shit.
Oh,
yeah.
You got to see.
And it's just quite amazing.
DK.
Sorry, go on. You go on.
Yeah, you got to see Blue when he's at his finest on like Jose's or something, because he doesn't bother with trying to prove. He states a fact and then throws a great, clever insult in, and it's absolutely fantastic. Holy fuck, is he good?
He's great in Jab Server too. He does the same thing. It's awesome.
Well, that's the thing. It's the levels of shittery that they have to come back to try to argue someone like Blue is astonishing, and
yeah,
it's so weak.
I really don't feel like wasting my time with most of these idiots. I'll say I just say what I got to say, and if they want to challenge that, then they need to bring some game, and if they don't have that, they're going to get slammed.
Well, they never do.
Oh no, they never do. It's it's gotten to the point now that like on Facebook when I talk to these idiots. What I'll do is, I'll say something and they'll say that's bullshit, and then I'll post 3, 4, 5 peer-reviewed papers on the subject, and it becomes complete dismissal. They'll still say bullshit, it's not real, it's not true, it's a fake. You believe those papers. So it's like, so it really doesn't matter what level of evidence you give them. It's going to wind up going back to denialism.
Yeah, you'll post papers and they'll present a meme.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Well, after 45 years in the engineering field and having read literally hundreds of properly written scientific papers in my life, and realizing that everybody that signed their name to one of those was literally putting his career on the line. Yes, I believe papers. Yes, I do.
But the thing is, the scientific papers, they're hard to read. They're all technical and stuff.
Yeah.
And have equations and things. You can't expect these fucking idiots, crayon-eating morons, to read a paper and analyze it and come up with some kind of cohesive argument against it.
Well, but yet they'll require you to do that. So did you do that paper? Did you do what that paper said? Did you?
Yeah, did you do that
test?
yourself? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, I also went out and learned how to do surgery and oncology so that I know what my doctor's talking about too. So it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but what they will do is download a paper, search flat, and then go, oh, look, it says the Earth, they're assuming the Earth is flat. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Those are all over right now.
Scientific assumptions.
They come back. They come back with these papers on linear modeling every few years, it seems. And they're back big time now. They're posting. So it's like, so one guy said, well, those are poor assumptions. You wouldn't want to make those kinds of assumptions. So I said, okay, so then you're going to have to tell me how you would linearize, a 6 degree of freedom nonlinear set of equations to complete your numerical analysis. So if you say those are poor assumptions, what assumptions do you want to make? Crickets. They just fucking run away.
No, of course.
It's like, yeah. So it's like, they actually what I did last time is I went back, because if you read the paper at the end of all these papers, there is always the list of references for everybody that they cite during a paper. And you could go back. There's actually a couple of really good citations in there about the basis, because what these guys, like this particular paper, this was from like 1988. Most of the groundwork for that had been done, and this paper was really about standardizing how to have a linear and numerical analysis for designing airframes. Well, you go back to the early 60s papers, they talk about all of the individual frames of reference, spherical coordinates, cylindrical coordinates, rectangular coordinates, and why you would want to switch between them in order to be able to run your analysis. So then you throw that at them, and again, they just run away. I can't tell you the number of discussions that just died when you provide them with the actual answer that they ask, and they don't know what to do with it.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Well, it would help if they had gone through a little bit of engineering training,
a little bit of schooling.
Schooling is kind of handy. There are perfectly good reasons in electrical engineering, for instance, from going to go from rectangular coordinates to polar and then back to rectangular again. I mean, there are good reasons for it.
That's right.
But you've got to understand a good bit of shit before you get that point. And that's the problem.
Well, therein lies my comment, Blue. So, I mean, there's some of these principles that we talk about, and I'm not exactly schooled on them, right? But I do know that they are principles that are tried, tested, and true, and stuff that we use on a daily basis to make the world we live in. So I don't question them just because I don't understand it, because my educational level is too pathetic on the subject. And that is the big difference with some of these people. They go, well, that doesn't make sense to me. Well, that's because, you've got a brain that can barely make sense of cottage cheese. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. Well, when I was talking to this one flurf about these papers, I was like, all right, well, let me try to explain this to you, realizing that this is usually about 3 semesters of numerical analysis that you wind up having to take. But here's my, 100-word Facebook post that's going to try to convince you. One guy was asking, I forget what it was. He was talking about, I think weather, seismic, and so I was like, so you want someone to explain to you all of geophysics in a Facebook post? Is that where we're going with this? They don't even understand the questions they're asking.
Wow.
And there's
gosh.
Like Blue said, that some of the stuff you really need to have a certain level of understanding. I mean, to take a series of rather complicated differential equations and boil them down to an analysis model that would, and we're talking about, like, a lot of this goes back to the 60s when you had limited computing power. Your average smartphone has got more power than a mainframe computer had in 1965, and memory, you're trying to run things in kilobytes and on punch cards.
Yeah.
So you've got to figure out a way to make this big complicated piece of shit set of equations, boil them down to something that's representative and conservative, and then you go off and do physical testing, like the wind tunnels and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not something that's easy to understand, and it's not something that you can look at and say, this says this, when you have zero technical background.
Exactly. I mean, the technical background, let's look at Formula One auto racing, something I'm very passionate about for a second. The Virgin Galactic team came into Formula One a bunch of years ago when they were proposing a cost cap. It didn't happen. It fucked them right up. But that's a story for another day. But their mission was to not use wind tunnels at all, to only use computational fluid dynamics, CFD, as the way to design the aerodynamics of the car, because they wanted to show that was the way forward. Now, they are technically correct, but they were a little bit ahead of their time, and it did not work out at all.
Yeah, it's CFD is a tough field. I work with a couple of PhDs in that, and sometimes it's hard to boil that down. Yeah.
It comes down to how well your simulation is modeling the physics of the world. And as such, it does show that we aren't exactly 100%. And thank God science moves us forward. I'm looking at the time here, guys, and we should do roundtable wrap-ups. We let it go late. Blue joined, and, we always like to hear from Blue. So there was no way we were going to end the show right there. But yeah, we have, we're dragging now. Oh, I don't know about dragging, because that was a great chat, but we can't let it go forever. So let's see. We'll go to DKG Custom first for thoughts and wrap ups on the evening. That was a proper pub chat, wasn't it, buddy?
It was a good laugh. I'm sorry, everybody in the watching, who, if we're boring the shit out of you, but there you go. You can just join in. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Mike was talking about punch cards of the 1970s. Amazing those punch cards managed to CGI all those images from space, but that's another thing. Now, the thing is, like, you got to imagine, science is a big house with lots of really smart people in it. Flat Earth are the people who are playing knock door run on these people. Ringing the doorbell and running away, going, ha, ha, ha. And the scientists are just looking out going, fucking kids. Flat Earth, you don't have a chance until you get inside that house and talk properly. put out papers, do some real research. I mean, proper research, not just YouTube videos. And if you got truth, argue it. Otherwise, shut the fuck up, you fucking morons.
Oh, I love it. Now that's how you stamp your foot on the end of a show, ladies and gentlemen. That was great. Let's turn to Mike Bertelson. Buddy, what do you think? That was some good stuff this evening, wasn't it?
Yeah, we covered quite a few rather interesting discussions. Everything from religion to creating digital dick pics. It was a fairly good discussion. I had a really good time with it tonight. Although tonight I'm going to, as soon as we're done here, go off to Facebook because there's a flat earther who said at 2 p.m. today, his time, he was going to prove gravity is fake.
Oh God!
So
I gotta go. Mike.
Yeah,
Mike, if this gets good, let me know. I'll sign in and I'll put it through OBS and we'll put the chat up on the channel just as we'll put some background jazz or something up. This could be good, man. Let me know.
But my reply to him, by the way, was if you do that and you're right, then you'll win the Nobel Prize in, well, just about everything. And his reply to me was, well, I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow. God. Oh, well, the only person that could follow that comment has got to be Big Blue. What do you think, buddy? Thoughts and wrap-ups. It's your floor.
I don't know. I appreciate you guys letting me jump in late. I'm sorry I was a bit tardy this evening, but yeah, it's an interesting discussion. It's amazing how the world has changed in the last 40 years. Listening to you talk, Dick, about CFD modeling. I mean, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, we wouldn't even dream about a thing like that, or finite element analysis. I mean, that was just beyond anybody's ability to sit and do with a pencil and piece of paper. And nowadays, you can do it on a damn tablet. I forgot.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But one thing I said to one of the flirts the other day, and I mean it seriously. I mean, I don't mean to denigrate or diminish anyone over the concept that they're not an expert in a particular field. There's nothing wrong with not knowing. I'll tell you what's wrong is when you refuse to learn. There you have a problem.
Yep.
And that seems to be the motto of Flat Earth. Whatever you do, don't fucking learn a thing. Just be sure that you stick by your story, whatever that happens to be. And
whatever
that's
it is,
wrong.
stick to it.
Yeah, that's just fucking wrong. Sorry. Just
wrong.
Man. And that's all. And I'll finish it up with this. When I say how stupid can you be, that's not a fucking challenge. That's
Exactly.
Take heed, one and all. That's
God
awesome.
has spoken.
Yeah, man. You joined late, but anytime you join, the show is just that much better for it. Glad to have you, buddy. Glad to have you. B, what do you think? Thoughts and wrap-ups. It's your floor. B, the newest person to join the team.
Thanks, buddy. I think flurfers suck ass. I think joints rolled with paper from Bibles could be toxic, but hey, if you really want to get high, do it. I think trikes are awesome, and everybody should learn how to ride a motorcycle and just go out in the country because it's amazing. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. I think that we have wonderful, wonderful people in the chat, and I think that I appreciate everybody.
Awesome.
Nice.
Oh, cute.
What a great show. That's awesome. Let's turn to Mipet. Mipet, what do you think? Take the floor and tell us how you feel.
No, you really don't want to know. But But I enjoyed tonight. No, it was really cool. Great combo. And, you know, you learnt that even the plants are going to kill you in Australia. So, job done.
Move, leave while you can.
That's awesome.
No, it's to keep you lot out. Don't you get it?
Oh, you're just making shit up. That's what it is. You're trying to make shit up.
So none of it's real.
No, absolutely
That's
not.
funny. Oh man.
But
And
no, great
let's,
night, guys.
Awesome. Let's turn to my partner in crime, Aimee Hogan. What do you think, honey?
Oh my goodness, honey. It was so much fun. I loved it. I had such a great time. We did run the gamut of conversations tonight. It was really good. It was a really great show. And just so you know, as a warning, if anybody says anything about dick pics, what do I send? I send your avatar to everybody as a dick pic. So there you go.
Yeah, funny story. I've had a few females on Twitter ask me for my avatar so they could return dick pics when they get them sent. No shit. It's actually true.
It is, and that's what I do now. I say unsolicited dick pic. I send your avatar everywhere.
You know, really, honestly, Dick, I feel like you should take your avatar, you know, make it a nice square or something or some weird design around the outside edge, and just put dick on it and sell it on T-shirts, and it would sell like fucking hotcakes. And then on the back, you put ... Dawson. It's just a continuation.
That would be perfect. And before we go, I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming. Thank you, B. I'm so excited about having you on the team. It's always good to see you, Blue. And I want to thank everyone in the chat too. So thank you all for coming. We do this all for you. Thank you.
Good show. It's good show. It's now my closing. I want to remind all the fellow babies out there. So, you know, gather around, get close. That's right. You know, I want to make sure everybody can hear me. Now, the flat earthers, yeah, they're the fuck nuggets, right? And the anti-vaxxers, oh man, they are fuck nuggets. And the anti-maskers, the soft-sits, you know, the auditor type, the freedom folk, yeah, they're fuck nuggets. So I want you all to all wake up in the morning, look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, thank God I'm not a fuck nugget. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to say goodnight. What do you say, folks? Good night, fellow babies.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.